That's right, get ready for the 8:05 post show here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico. Living life anchors up. Yep, we got to the end of the road, and it was a spectacular end of the road here in Huntington Beach. I ain't going to tell you it was easy, but we got here, and we had a tremendous finals day. I'm Kaipo Guerrero. I'm joined by Mitchell Salazar, Tanner Gudauskas, and Tanner, as a former competitor here, you know the feeling of the pressure of Huntington Beach, but you also know the feeling of the glory of Huntington Beach.
Oh, yeah, and there was a certain level of vindication for both seeing Sawyer and Levi coming away with the wins today. Their narrative was like a redemption of sorts, and you could tell, right? Like the emotion and the overload from both of them when they won. It was crazy. It was definitely like my hairs were sticking up on my arms, and I was feeling it for those guys. What a sweet treat.
Yeah, it was a sweet treat. And Mitchell, we had, you know, an unusual event window. We actually had to call a day off due to flat surf. We changed the format a little bit, but Saturday and Sunday, classic Huntington Beach and some great performances.
Yeah, and everybody had to adjust, both the staff and the surfers, and I thought they did incredibly well. And we're talking about high-level competition. To me, these last 2.5 days truly felt like a CT event with the quality of surf and the quality of surfing that we had.
The quality of surfing was absolutely mind-blowing on both the men's and the women's side. It was truly entertaining, but there can only be one women's and one men's winner. And let's crown those men's and women's winners here. We're going to the official presentation with Chris Cote.
All right, what's up, Huntington Beach? How we doing out there? Wow, we've been through a lot this week. I want to say congratulations to our longboard champions we crowned earlier on. After that, things were looking grim. The waves were small. But as always, this town came through. Waves are absolutely pumping for finals day. So one more time, thank you, Huntington Beach. The best place for a surf event of this magnitude. Before we get into our awards ceremony, the WSL would like to formally recognize that Huntington Beach is the traditional homeland and shared territory of the Ahashaman and Tongva peoples. It is known by the place name as Lukupangma in the Ahashaman language and Tongva languages. The Ahashaman people have lived in the place we call Orange County for over 10,000 years and are still here stewarding the land alongside surfers, environmentalists, and others who care about our shared coastline. So we thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event. Special thank you to the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, the Ahashaman Nation, Adelia Sandoval, the spiritual overseer of the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, and the Ahashaman Nation for leading our opening ceremony on Monday. Thank you. For over 100 years, surfing has reigned supreme right here on the south side of the Huntington Beach Pier. Here in 2025, we just witnessed stop number 3 of the WSL Challenger Series, the prestigious Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico and the city of Huntington Beach. We saw incredible performances all week long, all culminating in what will be considered forever, for another 100 years, as a classic finals day. We couldn't do this alone. I have a long list of sponsors, but we owe a debt of gratitude to each and every one of them. Big thank you to Lexus, our title partner for this event. Pacifico, Yeti, 805 Beer, Hogue, Red Bull, Neutrogena, Best Western, Body Glove, Bonsoy, Dakine, FlexFit, Eero, iHeart LA, IC, Jack Surfboards, Open Water, 3 Olives, Kraken, Sun Cruiser, Sea Glass, Casamigos, Surfline, No Cap, our guy SpongeBob. Visit Huntington Beach, Huntington Surf and Sport, and visit El Salvador. Give it up to our sponsors. Come on, we had a good time this week. I want to say a special thank you to the IMG staff. They make this event happen every single year, the best in the business. And of course, the city of Huntington Beach for hosting us once again. It's been a wild ride, but we made it. Finals day went off. High performance surfing, speed, power, flow, big performances. This is a day to remember. To help us award our trophies today, we have WSL Tour Manager. Give it up for Travis Logie. And let's hear it for one of the coolest mayors in the entire country, the mayor of Huntington Beach, Mr. Pat Burns. All right. Finals day was incredible. We filmed video parts out here in a surf contest. That is not something that happens every event. I want to say thank you to all of our finalists for putting on such an incredible show. So to introduce the runner-up for the 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing, give it up from Florianopolis, Brazil, the one and only Mateus Herde! One of the fastest, one of the most radical surfers. Mateus Herde is on a charge towards qualification on the championship tour. Give it up to Mateus Herde. The women put on an epic show all week long. Our finals featured two absolute prodigies. Our runner-up for the women here at the 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing is now #1 on the Challenger Series rankings. 14 years old, an absolute phenom, representing France. Give it up to Tya Zebrowski! Tya, you're sitting on top of the world on the Challenger Series. 3 amazing results in a row. What does it mean to get runner-up finish here and now sit on top of the Challenger Series rankings?
It feels so good. I'm just really happy to be on top 1 of the Challenger Series rankings. Sorry, my voice is a bit shaking. Really happy to make it through the final today and got second. I really wanted to do better since I did second last year on at Ericeira. But yeah, I feel so happy to start really good this season, and I hope I'll continue like that.
Does it feel like your dreams are coming closer to becoming reality?
Yeah, for sure. My goal this year is to qualify on tour, and I just hope I continue to do top 5 on the Challenger Series this year and realize my dream.
Tya Zebrowski, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here is having a moment. He's a star of stage and screen, putting together incredible video parts, and now making a charge towards qualification. New sponsor, new energy. Mateus, what a show you put on. First of all, thank you. You got a lot of us fired up to go surf. How does it feel? Runner-up, you're now climbing the rankings on the CS.
I'm stoked and tired. I think I got 20 waves. I don't know. I'm so tired, but well, I didn't win, but I think surfing won. You know, it was a great final with Levi, Snap 5 final. So thankful for everything that's happening in my life. My family's here, and yeah, all my friends. It's pretty awesome. I really wanted to win, but today was Levi's day, and yeah, all good. Let's go. The year just started.
Well, Florianopolis is one of the most radical places on the planet. As you make your charge towards potential qualification, tell us about your goals for the rest of the year on the Challenger Series.
I've been so close so many times I don't want to jinx it. I just, yeah, just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and yeah, there's so many people I want to thank. Logan's right here. He's been helping me all this year, and now Julian's supporting me, JS, Surfland, all my sponsors, Evoke. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. FCS, all my sponsors, I really want to thank them, and just want to keep going for the rest of the year. And yeah, congratulations to Levi.
Well, as it stands right now, Mateus Herde is 2nd place on the Challenger Series rankings. 2nd. Yeah, you heard it here first. Give it up to our runners-up one more time. It's not a long drive up the I-5 freeway from beautiful Encinitas, California. This guy's done it many, many times after thousands of events surfed here. the kid from Encinitas, California, who's now number 4 on the Challenger Series. Let's have a big round of applause and congratulations to Levi Slawson!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The title stays in California. Levi Slawson from Encinitas, California. Levi, you made your way up from Seaside Reef to this place that you know so well. I saw the belief in you from day one. You came through with the win. You gotta feel like you're on top of the world right now, climbing the rankings, hoisting this trophy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a little bit of disbelief right now, but gosh, I'm just so proud of myself this week, just keeping my composure and just trusting myself. And yeah, I mean, I lost first round in the Bolito contest and second round in the Australia contest, so I just put in a ton of work and just, you know, grinded my head into the sand until this event. And for it to pay off and for me to be standing here right now and looking out at the pier, I mean, I've competed here my whole life, and yeah, I was just so stoked that I trusted my feelings and I stayed calm, and yeah, I'm so stoked.
But we could feel it. When you were going out there, I think the whole beach knew that that was the biggest heat of your life so far. There's gonna be a lot of big ones to come. But to bring that trophy home to Encinitas, put it up on your mantle, tell us what this moment means for you. All the practice, all the work you put into it. You are now the Lexus US Open of Surfing champion.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad to bring it home for Encinitas. Yeah, just, you know, I've had so many good role models over the year from there, and you know, yeah, we have such killer waves down south, and like I said, I've came up here my whole life, and yeah, I mean, my goal this year is to qualify for the tour, and I'm just so stoked to, you know, take the next step towards that, and really just prove to myself that I am meant to be here. And you know, you go through a lot of doubt and different things in your head when you're losing, and you know, you're down, and you know, but it's all about belief and hard work. And you know, this week I really believed in myself, and yeah, like right before the final, I was walking down, and you know, I could hear the whole crowd and hear everything, and it's such an epic arena here in Huntington, and I just got to myself down the beach, and I just said to myself, I'm already winning being here. You know, this is such an epic moment in my career, and such a pinnacle in surfing, and for me to have this trophy and have this title and my name on the board is incredible.
And now you'll forever be known as a US Open champion. Give it up one more time for Levi Slawson. There's a list that we go to on the broadcast when we're talking about creating legends here in Huntington Beach. For the women to be on a list this illustrious literally means you have carved your name into the annals of history. Our women's 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing champion is now a 2-time US Open champion. Give it up for San Clemente's Sawyer Lindblad! There you go. Still in disbelief, even though we saw it happening. It looked like destiny from day one. Sawyer, to come here, now a 2-time champion of the US Open of Surfing. Do you know how big a deal this is? You're literally in the history books.
Yeah, it feels really, really good to get a win. I hadn't won an event since the last time I won this event in 2023. So yeah, it feels really nice, especially after having a hard year on tour. Just to get a win this year feels really special.
Well, you're surrounded by friends and family, and now a couple 100,000 new fans who've been cheering for you all week long. As you take home this title and you reflect on what you did this week, what are your next steps for the remainder of the year and heading into 2026?
Yeah, this is actually my last event for 2026. I'm going to take the rest of the year off just to get better at surfing and go on some surf trips, and then I'll be back and ready for the tour in April.
Give it up to our 2-time US Open champion, Sawyer Lindblad. Come out here, everybody. It's a party on stage right now. These are your champions of the 2025 Lexus US Open of Surfing. presented by Pacifico. One more time, thank you, Huntington Beach. We're gonna give these waves back to the locals, and we're gonna go back to the 8:05 post show.
There you go. The California sweep. The recognition of a new name that's bound for CT glory in the way of Tya Zebrowski, and the complete rotation of Matheus Herdy, a roller coaster for that young man out of Brazil, but now it looks like he's got the right foot forward. Congratulations, of course, to the Californians. Both Levi Slawson and Sawyer Lindblad is going to be on that list of two-time winners of the U.S. Open, Mitch.
100%, and as you said, they're going to really be able to write their names in the sand right here in the history books. A historic event, an iconic one too, and now they can claim, Sawyer can claim she's a two-time champion, and Levi now for the city of San Diego saying he's a champion here at the U.S. Open.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Levi Slawson, Tanner, let's take a look at Levi Slauson's road to the final, and we take a look at our men's bracket and how Levi got this title to vault up the rankings to number 4 on the Challenger Series. Started off this morning up against Kade Matson.
Yeah, Levi was one of those guys in this event that created the rhythm early on, but on finals day, he kept cashing in. He had tight heats. He was able to get over the top of Kade with 2 great scores this morning, and that kind of started the roll here all the way to the finals. Electrifying, you guys. He has everything in the toolbox that you need to get it done at the U.S. Open. It's both these frontside hits into blasting turns like that, and of course, he has the air game on lock as well. So just really fun, like as a surf fan, to watch him, you know, get more confident, get more loose and frisky through the day. That wave specifically was insane.
That second turn is phenomenal, guys. And just talking about his timing, how good he is going both right and left. And as he said, he had to not only take out a dangerous guy in the final, he took out a good friend in Kade Matson in that heat.
Semifinals, he took on a former winner here in the way of Hiroto Ohhara.
Yeah, this is a big one for him, especially I think momentum-wise, as Tanner was saying. He built throughout the day, was able to gain his confidence, but once again, on rail in the air, he did it with all kinds of surfing.
Then on to his first Challenger Series final for Levi Slawson, where he came up against Matheus Herdy.
It's crazy. You could tell in his post-heat interviews, he was quiet, he was stealthy. And at the end of the day, when he won the final, he literally melted down in emotions because you could tell he was pent up. It's been such a long journey for Levi to find himself here on the podium with a win. Had a heavy-handed matchup all day, and to find Matheus Herdy, who also was in form. And he had such an interesting end here. He had to stay over the top of Matheus with priority. He gave him this ride here, which came very close to getting the score in the end, but it all shook out in his favor, which we're all stoked about.
Yeah, Matheus made it to the show, needed a 7.93, got a 7.33. He's going to settle for runner-up, but it belonged to Levi Slawson. It's his day. He came into Huntington Beach on 48th on the rankings. He's vaulted up those rankings, Mitchell, to number 4.
Yeah, that's absurd right there. So moved up a lot of spots, and that's an image that is going to last forever right there. And getting, you know, the consolation from his father, getting those kind of moments created right here at a beach that he spent a lot of time before. Close final, but as you said, Herdy just came up slightly short, Kaipo.
Yeah. Kept on swinging, though. Matheus Herdy catching 18 waves in the final versus just 5 waves from a very selective Levi Slawson. And Levi can now take a little bit of time off because we got over a month on the Challenger Series for him to really have this sink in and prepare for the next stop over in Araceli.
Yeah, a couple actually. I mean, at the end of September is the next stop in Araceli. So regroup, of course, I think get healthy too. He's not 100%. He's been talking about his ankle injury all year long. So I feel like take this time, just spend it at home.
Yeah. Well, Tanner, a surfer that you worked with actually very recently at Lower Trestles, you've been kind of a mentor to Sawyer Lindblad. She came out here and she got work done. She didn't have to surf this Challenger Series. She wanted to keep, you know, kind of lubricated and going within the system and keep that competitive mindset, and she sure did. Here's her road to the final.
Yeah, so we were calling Sawyer's Day today the Babe Ruth Day. Basically her last event of the season, and she goes out with a microphone drop by winning the event for her 2x time here at the US Open. Sawyer is so dynamic on these frontside carves, and she always had such great pronunciation in her second moves. Stuff like that it's easy to just fall in love with. She has great, impeccable style, and she laced it together today.
Yeah, I got by Sophie McCulloch this morning in her quarterfinal matchup. Talk about a finish, Mitch.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as Tanner's saying, I think her rail work was very impressive. She kept the consistency up, which was the most important thing, and bringing that value and expertise of winning back in 23 here into 25 with similar waves. She did it 3 times today.
Matched up against Brisa Hennessy in the semifinals.
This was always going to be a tough heat. Brisa was really an it person through the event, so Sawyer really had to knuckle down. It was a slower heat, and it was a lower scoring run. That turn right there really opened up the gate, and then she started to find her form, and she crawled over the top of Brisa.
Then it was a teenage final where Sawyer Lindblad came up against Tya Zebrowski. Zebrowski in fine form throughout this entire competition.
Definitely, and she actually still had, up until this point, the highest score of the women's side, a 9-point ride. But we just talk about the consistency, the experience, and of course, the expertise of getting good scores on one-turn waves. We saw that multiple times today by the saw blade.
2-time US Open champ. Gonna get some well-needed rest, but can go out on a high note for her before she starts her campaign in 2026, Tanner.
There's literally no greater feeling than getting cheered up in front of that many people by your friends and family.
Your brother.
It's
And
literally
Big 20.
Yeah.
Big 20 in the house.
There's the numbers right there. There's a hard-fought battle in the women's final, but Sawyer Lindblad came up on front.
Yeah, no, and Tya Zebrowski, once again, I mean, incredible result for her. But as you said, a couple of 6s, really consistent throughout the entire event. I'd guarantee you, 12, 13 points every single time Sawyer paddles out, and that was just the name of the game today, Kaipo.
Yeah, big names. We'll see Lindblad on the 2026 championship tour. Tya Zebrowski,
she's gonna be there. She's gonna be there.
Yes. So what? She's got a quarter, a semi, and now a final.
Dude.
In the first 3 events.
3
right?
events already in. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no way she's not qualifying after
We'll
that.
see. We're gonna crunch the numbers for you. But speaking of numbers, let's take a look at our men's Challenger Series rankings after stop number 3 on the Challenger Series tour. Matthias Herdy moves up to number 2, and look at Levi Slawson, Tanner, number 4.
Yeah, we talked a lot about on finals day the difference of getting a quarterfinals to making it to the final. It literally doubles you down, triples you down. So Levi coming up 44 spots today. That's absolutely huge, and it rewrites his entire year now going into the back portion.
And want to give a shout out to number 6, moves up 8 spots, Dimitri Poulos. Another finals day performance right here. Ozzie Berry. That is just incredible, though. Matthias moving up 9 spots. Levi Slawson, 44 spots up to number 4, Kaipo.
And Emrod, once again, his name's always in the hat. He's always right there. Michael Rodriguez, once again, he's in the top 10.
Big one right here, and of course we talked about it having difficulty of making the round of 16 heats, the quarterfinals. It was a semi for him here.
Let's take a look at our women's Challenger Series rankings after stop number 3. Tya Zebrowski has already amassed, Tanner, 18,630 points.
Well, it's great. You go down this list. Tya, 14 years old, being at the top, it speaks to how incredible a talent she is. But also to be noted, Yolanda had great heats in this event. She'll be looking to consolidate in the back portion.
It's almost double the points by first all the way down to 10th. That is just absurd. Kika Veselko, she drops down 4 spots. She was number 1 coming into the event. She lost out in the very first round of the comp right here. But Tya Zebrowski, dude, I'm telling you, 2 more events to go for her to be able to qualify. I think she's there. I want to see the 14-year-old qualify later this season.
Yeah, and it's all about qualifying for the championship tour. And speaking of the championship tour, stop number 11 on the championship tour, the Lexus Tahiti Pro presented by IC is going to be a spectacle. We're looking at some big swells there at Pere'ure Te Ahupo'o. Let's take a look at what's coming up on the championship tour over in Tahiti.
Te Ahupo'o. There's a lot of ancient history here, but in modern times, this is surf mecca.
Deepa Visma, oh, big barrel. Caroline Marks drops into this one. There we go with Tyler Wright. Oh, Yago with priority, big steep drop, pulls up, double arm drag. That's right, starts August 7th is the window, and we have an active South Pacific right now for Tahiti. So, Mitchell, no shortage of swell on the way for the window.
Not at all, and it's more than likely to be a bit intimidating and scary over there too, which we're all anticipating, especially to qualify more people for the Lexus WSL Finals. Looking forward to it, Kipes.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Another thing that we've been watching on this forecast will be the wind as we get closer to the start and to the event window. So that's something to look forward to. But let's look back now. And let's look back. It's the Aero top 5 moments of the Lexus US Open of Surfing presented by Pacifico. We got a lot of moments to go over. Number 5, Ian Govea right here, Tanner, 9-point ride.
No, I still had this seared into my memory. The fact that he was able to get that much loft, I still literally cannot believe it. Rushing at the pier bowl. Look at the pop, look at the rotation, comes down clean as you like. That was a 9, right?
Yeah.
That was a 9.
9 puntos.
Number 4, Kanoa Igarashi put on a show, Mitch.
He definitely did, and I go back to this board just being the replica of what he rode over at Lowers, right in the Black Stick 3.2s, also a brand new fin system that he's been working with over at Futures, and you can just see his local knowledge, the way he was able to navigate the lineup, get that amplitude, the height on that air right there. That came in as one of the best scores of the event, an 8.5, backed it up with a 7.77, more than 16 points, Kipes.
What a performer. Kanoa Igarashi for the home crowd.
And a quarterfinal result, too.
Number 3, Tanner, Mateus Hurdy with a giant alley-oop for 9.5.
Oh, this was insane. This was how you kicked off the quarterfinals this morning. Mateus caught heat. He caught 3 waves back to back to back, and this was his final one right there, and just lofted an alley-oop that was at least 4 to 6 feet above the lip. He even said in his post-heat interview, he thought, I don't know if I'm pulling that. So that's why he threw up the 10 right there.
What a moment. Number 2, a big win for Encinitas, a big win for Levi Slawson, our men's champ, Mitchell.
And a great final. He did his work early on, had the great air, the 7.33 to start things off. And of course, you can see right here, just as good going on the left, on the back end. 6.17 for the backup for Slawson. And when you consider how meaningful this moment is in his young career, he can now add his name to a great list of competitors and champions here at the Open. And Mateus made it entertaining. He made it fun right there at the end. Needed a 7.93, got a 7.77, just short of the requirement.
Getting ready for the podium, but coming so close, but it was Levi Slauson's day, Tanner.
It was Levi Slauson's day, but as a surf fan, this is literally what we want. You want that drama, you want those narratives coming to fruition. Mateus pushed that conversation. He was so close at the end, but again, Levi had done the work early. And man, look at that. That's so pure, you can feel it.
Number 1, Tanner, 2-time US Open champ now in the way of Sawyer Lindblad.
Dude, I'm like getting emotional watching all this stuff with Sawyer. She's ripping, and she's turned the script from a mid-year cut to her best result on the CT to date, and back it up with a 2x US Open champion.
Yeah. Aggressive surfing, put heats together, kept her head about her, and those finishes every single time, Mitch.
And I think it was really good for her to prove not only to herself, to everybody in the event, what they should be expecting once they qualify for the World Championship Tour and who they have to come up against in that form right there. Because when she's on Kaipo, I truly believe she is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, and that's, you know, and she's taken away 10,000 points actually out of the equation for the women's qualifiers when you think about it. Final thoughts on the week from you, Tanner?
Honestly, thank you guys for having me in the booth. This has been insane. It revitalizes me on the Challenger Series. I feel like it's in the mid-year portion of what we're going to experience going into the back part, and I'm just inspired. The level of surfing is so high. Such young competitors mixing it up against veterans. It's like there's a narrative in each round and each bracket, and to be able to call it in the booth was just so exciting.
Oh. Final thoughts?
Yeah, well, first of all, I need to keep reapplying my Neutrogena every 90 minutes. That's one thing I learned so far this week right here. Just incredible competition, incredible talent. Really stoked on the waves showing up the last few days, too. And props to everybody to adjusting to the format changes in the last few days, too. Really appreciate your guys' support.
Well, next up, you want to tune in for the Lexus Tahiti Pro presented by IC. That window starts on August 7th. Go to WSL or app or worldsurfleague.com for all the updates. We will see you there. Enjoy the end of event highlights and Yorana.
Good morning, surf fans, and welcome to the Lexus US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico in the city of Huntington Beach, in our third Challenger Series event of the season.
Surfers preparing for day number 1. Challenger Series number 3. The world's best surfers out here at the south side of Huntington Beach.
One of the biggest events we have of the entire year. This is where you really set yourself up to build momentum towards the end of the year. A lot of people hopeful to make that leap up to the championship tour.
Truly competing in the sense of the word out there.
Flying down the line.
Uh-oh.
Call us the Challenger Series for a reason.
The US Open's like the mecca of all of Orange County. A lot of people might not understand how huge this event is for all the surfers.
This is the charm of the US Open. It brings those big names around and puts them on the platform to show up and blow up.
A big upset or the winner of the first Challenger Series event.
No leash, no worries. Chloe came out electrifying today.
Lahaina's Eli Hanneman.
That south truly showing itself today.
He came out guns blazing with this turn.
Igarashi. That's what we expect from a two-time champ here at Huntington Beach. Look at the swagger on the ride out.
Really good surfing. Congratulations, yeah. Go.
You want to talk about emotion, you want to talk about passion. Sammy Pupo fully delivered today.
Bigger, better, and more high performance than they've been throughout the entire week.
I think this is as good as Huntington gets, like just perfect size and pretty much glassy all day.
That's what we like to see. In Nuvea, Hawaii. Look at this. Nadia Arastarby. Up and at it, upside down. Waves are starting to pulse.
Mateus Hurdy, this is a big number for a big move.
We made it. Finals day, Sunday at the Lexus US Open of Surfing. It's got a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and of course, look at this, the best day yet. Best, hungriest surfers on the planet, fighting to achieve their dreams. That has to feel like an unstoppable force that you're going up against, especially here in finals day when everyone is just that much closer.
Got the right walk-up, boy.
Mateus right now is dropping hammers. The perfect launch, the perfect landing, easily on 9.5. just keeps making history on the Challenger Series. It all comes down to this, the women's final. Sawyer Lindblad is a two-time U.S. Open champion.
Levi Slawson versus Matthias Herdy for the men's final. Slawson pops it up in the air and puts it down. The victor!
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.